Hello, heart-centered entrepreneurs. I'm Steve Garvin, and with 4elementsofsuccess.com, and my mission is to help you succeed in your business long term, to thrive. And this week, I have been reviewing and gaining insight from Jim Collins' book, Great by Choice. And the topic that I want to share with you today is the idea of the 20-mile march. And what is a 20-mile march? In the beginning of the book, Collins leads out by talking about two explorers who raced to get to the South Pole. And when they started out, this was Amundsen and Scott, they had very different approaches. And one of the things that they did that set them apart was that Amundsen, day in and day out, marched forward to his goal in 20-mile increments. It didn't matter whether the weather was good, whether the weather was bad. Uh, he did it every single day. Scott, on the other hand, some days he'd be able to go 30 miles. Some days he'd be able to go 40 miles. Some days he wouldn't go at all because the weather was bad. And what the ultimate result is that Amundsen beat Scott to the South Pole and was able to make it back home safely and soundly. Scott, unfortunately, never made it back. And I want you to succeed in your business. And I don't want you just to succeed overnight. I want you to succeed over the long term. And so that's why it's important for you to follow Scott Amundsen's example and to exercise control and do your incremental steps that move you towards your goal. And we'll talk about that another time. But it's kind of the idea of the tortoise and the hare. And what we know about the tortoise and the hare is that the tortoise made incremental steps. It continued towards its goal and didn't stop. The hare jutted ahead, took a rest, fell asleep, and was passed up. One, I want you to make it to the end. Two, I don't want you to get passed up by your competition. And it's by continuing to make incremental steps towards your goal. And in fact, Robert Collier said, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And let's move towards your success. Let's take incremental steps that are vital to your business. And that may look in various different ways, and we'll talk about that another time. But if you will march forward and go towards your goal and just remain on the path, taking consistent action, then you will find success. And two areas that I've seen that in my own life, a few areas actually, is one of the things that you all know that I like to do is I like to play and create, and one of my expressions is cartooning. And this is a scientist who's just discovered the formula for success. And that, again, going back, is incremental steps. If you'll remember, Edison, when he came up with the light, was able to invent the light bulb, that it took him 10,000 attempts in order to reach that point of success. And can you imagine, benefited right now by a light bulb shining over me? And if he hadn't taken incremental steps that moved him towards his goal, then who knows how things would have rolled out with the blessing that we have with indoor lighting. And the same thing can be true for your business. The other example that I have is one of the things that I do day in and day out, and that has really shown me the power of this idea, is that I write 750 words a day. It takes about 15 minutes. And in doing so, over the course of 3 years, I have now gone up to about 925,000 words written in doing that process. And that's an awful lot of words. It came just little incremental steps at a time. And the same thing can happen for you. I don't want you to get too concerned about how fast or slow you're going in your business, but just take incremental steps, watch your metrics, and keep progressing towards your goal. And to your success, I look forward to seeing you at your 10-year and your 20-year anniversary and success of your business. And until then, and each day going forward, remain on the path, continue making incremental steps. And just an invitation for you to look at the links down below and comment and share your thoughts, how you are taking incremental steps in your business. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.